In the vast kingdom of Babylon lived a man named Daniel, revered for his faith and wisdom. Though surrounded by a culture of many gods, Daniel remained devoted to the living God, earning favor with the king. But jealousy brewed among the officials, and they conspired to test his unwavering loyalty. In the ancient kingdom of Zariba, ruled by the wise and powerful King Adiwale, the rains had ceased. The rivers shrank, and the soil cracked under the harsh sun. Crops withered, and hunger crept into every home. The people murmured about the curse of the gods. The elders of the land gathered in the royal court, their faces heavy with worry. "Your Majesty," one of the elders began, bowing low, "the drought is a sign. The land cries out for order and harmony. We must act before famine destroys us." The king's face darkened. "What would you have me do?" One of his trusted officials, Kamal, stepped forward. "The people are divided. Some seek help from their gods, others from their ancestors. Perhaps this division offends the spirits of the land." The room murmured in agreement. Another elder added, "We have heard stories, Your Majesty, of kingdoms where unity in prayer calmed the wrath of the spirits and brought the rains." King Adiwale nodded slowly. "Proclaim a season of unified prayer," Musa proffered. "For 30 days, no one shall call upon any god or spirit except through you, the chosen voice of the ancestors. Then let it be done. For 30 days, all prayers and petitions must pass through the throne. I will represent the people before the heavens. Anyone who defies this will face the pit of beasts." The decree was proclaimed across the kingdom. It was not an ancient tradition but a new decree, born out of desperation, a temporary attempt to restore order and faith among a fearful people. But among the king's advisers stood Jabari, a man of deep faith in the one true God. Respected for his wisdom and integrity, Jabari had earned the king's trust, but his unwavering devotion also made him a target for envy. Kamal and his ally Musa, jealous of Jabari's influence, saw an opportunity. They had been the loudest voices urging the decree, and now they watched him closely, waiting for a misstep. Jabari, though loyal to the king, could not abandon his prayers to the God he had served all his life. He did not see his actions as rebellion but as faithfulness to a higher truth. That evening, as he had always done, he knelt by his window and prayed, "O Lord, the one true God, guide my heart and protect your people. I cannot abandon you, even as laws change." In the shadows, Kamal and Musa watched. "We have him," Kamal whispered. The next morning, they stormed into the king's court. "Your Majesty!" Kamal cried out. "Jabari has defied the decree." He was seen praying to his God, not through the throne, but in secret. King Adiwale's face fell. He admired Jabari and knew him to be a man of honor. Yet the decree had been sealed, and even he could not undo it without undermining his authority. The law had to stand. Reluctantly, he ordered Jabari to face the pit of beasts, hoping against hope that Jabari's God would deliver him. The pit was an ancient royal hunting ground, carved into the earth with towering walls that held wild animals, including lions, as symbols of power and punishment. It had been used only rarely, but its reputation struck fear into every heart. Jabari was led to the edge of the pit as the lions prowled below, their roars echoing through the earth. Before he was lowered, King Adiwale stepped forward, his voice trembling. "May your God, whom you serve so faithfully, deliver you." He was lowered into the pit. Jabari knelt inside the pit, and the lions drew closer. But as they circled him, their growls softened. One by one, they lay down, their golden eyes watching him with eerie calm. Jabari closed his eyes and prayed, feeling an overwhelming peace surround him, as though an unseen presence shielded him from harm. In a quiet corner of the palace, Kamal leaned back with a smirk. So, the great Jabari finally meets his end. Faithful, yet foolish. Musa's grin widened, his tone laced with satisfaction. He chose defiance over survival. That makes him a martyr to some, but to us, it clears the way. Kamal whispered, ambition glinting in his eyes. The king will need new advisors, ones who understand loyalty and power. His trust will shift. And with no one left to challenge us, the court is ours to command. The two men exchanged a glance, their conspiracy now solidified. That night, King Adiwale could not sleep. He refused food and drink, his mind tormented by guilt. At the first light of dawn, he hurried to the pit, calling out, "Jabari, servant of the living God, has he saved you?" A pause. Then Jabari's voice rose, strong and steady. "My king, may you live forever. My God sent his angel to shut the lions' mouths. They have not harmed me, for I was found innocent before him and before you." The king collapsed to his knees, tears streaming down his face. Guards rushed to lift Jabari from the pit, and the crowd that had gathered fell to their knees in awe. But the king's relief quickly turned to anger as he faced Kamal and Musa, who had manipulated him into issuing the decree. "Throw them into the pit," he commanded. Before the men reached the bottom, the lions rose, their roars shattering the morning calm. The king then addressed his people. "Let it be known across Zariba that the God of Jabari is the living God, who saves and delivers. From this day, we shall honor him." The crowd, overcome with emotion, responded in unison, their voices ringing through the air. "Truly, the God of Jabari is mighty. He saves and delivers." Their cries grew louder as they lifted their hands in praise, some bowing low, others dancing in joy. The air was filled with the sound of renewed hope and unity. The pit of beasts was sealed and turned into a place of prayer and thanksgiving, a reminder of divine power and protection. Rain clouds gathered on the horizon, and soon, the drought ended. Crops grew, rivers swelled, and the kingdom flourished once more. Jabari remained at the king's side, serving with wisdom and faith. His story passed down through generations as a testament to the power of devotion and integrity. Please subscribe.